Oh my goodness. I'm yawning because that's how I felt about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw for September 9th, 2024 had me yawning. That was probably the longest episode of Raw I've experienced thus far. And I've experienced some long ass episodes. Those hours just drug on by, and I was just like, good googly moogly. So, starting October 7th, Raw will be going to 2 hours until they move from USA Network to their permanent home for the next couple of years over on Netflix. Will it go back to 3 hours? We don't know. I'm going to make an educated assumption that it will be 3 hours. For those that's like, will Netflix have commercials? If you have the regular tier, you will get commercials, and it's like two or three. But I guarantee if you have premium, WWE have their own commercials that they will be showing, because Raw was supposed to be 1 hour commercial free, and WWE ran their own advertisement during that hour. That doesn't count as a commercial for them. So, and honestly, y'all can keep it if it's premium, because I don't want to see a bunch of clips over and over again. With that being said, let's get into this. Not really a review. I'm going to run through it real quick because I was bored out of my mind, folks. That Wyatt Six versus American Made, I hope that's the end of it. If it's not, put him in the Hell in a Cell. Get the Wyatt Six on a PLE, because I'm not, that's your main attraction. Get him on a PLE. Put this American Made shit in Hell in a Cell. Let's wrap this shit up so they can move on. Unless it was wrapped up on Monday night. I don't fucking know. I don't. Highlight for me is Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is the star of the YS6. I don't care what nobody says. She got the bigger pop. She got the bigger moves, that sets that was happening. I do appreciate Chad Gable for giving a little push when she gave him a suplex. She ran old girl's head into some chairs. Nikki Cross is just giving you all of the crazy. And Dexter Lumis looks the best out of the whole group, except his hair sucks. I don't really care. I've moved past the Y6. Unless they're going to stab somebody, it's like, what else are we going to be doing? They're just a regular wrestling group who comes out and broods and, try to correct things that they think is wrong with people who treat other people bad. I don't know. I would just like to see where they're going to go next with this whole, rigmarole. Was the match? The match was alright for what it was. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Again, Nikki Cross is where the money is. Why don't they have a Nikki Cross doll? That would be so cool. Anyway, it was cute. Whatever. Then we had Finn Balor come out. He accused his former teammates of screwing him out the title against Seth Rollins back when Priest was carrying the Money in the Bank briefcase. I have to be honest, y'all. I had to go and kind of get a little aid for me to go through this, because I watched Raw, but I didn't watch it, right? So some shit I must have missed. Anyway, he was in the ring. I didn't really care what he was talking about. Then, Priest and the rest of the Judgment Day came out. Rhea Ripley is limping. I don't like the limping. I didn't like it when Becky Lynch was limping, but y'all, I guess, was complaining that Rhea Ripley is so strong that when Liv Morgan beats her at Bad Blood, I guess that would be the excuse. She wasn't 100. I don't know, but she looks stupid limping out there, and they end up getting beat up or whatever, and the heels reign over the Terror Twins. And Jey Uso came running out mad late to give the save. And him and Reyes gripping each other's arms and all that. They are trolling Rikishi. Bad. And it's obvious, okay? Somebody check on Rikishi. Anyway, it is what it is, I guess. I would just like to pause and say, Joe Tessitore, I love his cadence. I love his tone. He looks like he's enthused to learn. I do not mind that they gave him a script to read from. He is delivering it fantastically. He's kind of settling into his own, and he's going to have his own style, and I'm really excited about it. I think his voice brings some type of importance, like a validity to what we watch as sports entertainment. I enjoy Joe, so I don't know about the rest of y'all. Y'all can tell me what y'all think of Joe in the comments. I already told y'all about Raw going 2 hours until they go over to Netflix, so that was the big thing. Um, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan are going to have their World Women's Championship match at Bad Blood. I think that Liv is going to retain. That's why Rhea Ripley's walking around here, because that's not going to ever end. Triple H don't know how to end shit. Balor versus Priest. The more I help you, the more you help me down. Them two will also have their match at Bad Blood as well. Then we got into Snatch and Drag is my nickname for Bianca and Jade Cargill versus the Unholy Union. It was cute, gave you what you needed. They did their moves. One spot I liked is one of the girls kicked Jade Cargill square in the face. She sold it really well. Cargill has continued to improve her in-ring performance, and her selling is getting better. I don't give a fuck about none y'all talking about. She is doing what she needs to do. I would also like y'all to back the fuck up off of Snatch and Grab, because when it's time for them to turn on each other, they will, and in the meantime, they don't have to, okay? Alba Fire is doing, they're going to go back on down to catering because they lost clean. I don't know. But one takeaway is, wow, Snatch and Grab was in the back, feeling themselves and looking beautiful. Damage Control was back there. Kairi Sane was bandaged up. And basically, Io was like, I like those titles. Don't hold them. And they was like, no, girl, whatever. So Damage Control is next in line. Not that there's a long line. Then we had Bret Hart. This is the whole reason why Canada came out. Because, child, that audience in Canada was boring dead. They didn't give a fuck about nothing until Bret Hart brought his boring ass out there. Listen, Bret Hart was never electrifying on the mic. Hell, he was barely electrifying in the ring. But damn, he act like he didn't want to be there. It was like, girl, why? Like, what is you doing? Joe was out there with Wade, and they was trying to talk to him, and all he said was basically he's the best that ever did it, best that was, and the best that's going to do it, or whatever he said. Then we had Gunther come out and basically tell Bret Hart that his favorite wrestler is Goldberg. I don't have to explain it to y'all, but just in case you're new here, Goldberg he kicked Bret Hart really hard in the face, and that is what took Bret Hart out of wrestling. That was the end of his wrestling career. You can kind of Google that if you're new here so you can get a little backstory, but that's the backstory. That's why everybody was like, ooh. Then Sami Zayn came out, interrupted, told Gunther he wants to put his hand on him. Gunther was like, no, girl. And then Bret Hart said called Gunther stupid or something like that, and Gunther was call him a coward, and he was yellow. This how you know Bret Hart dated, child. He called Gunther yellow. Gunther turned around like, oh, word, I'm about to come in there and whoop your ass. Sami Zayn was like, oh, you finna fight an old man? Why don't you fight me? And Gunther was like, child, please, whatever. So, Johnny Goodell is, I didn't know. I don't watch hockey. Apparently a big-time hockey player. Happened out here in Ohio. Him and the brother were murdered by a drunk driver. This is something I didn't know, and this is what I learned. A cop was telling my manager at work. The reason why drunk drivers never die or rarely die in big, terrible accidents is because their bodies are relaxed, so that lessens the blow. But people who are cognizant that they're about to get in an accident, like the brothers or other people who get in accidents, tense up their bodies. So when the blow hits, it's almost as if you're throwing a glass against the wall. And the stiffness makes the injuries even worse. I think it's fucking terrible that the brothers, they were brothers, got wiped out because of some fucking drunk. It's awful. Awful, awful, awful. But there's access to alcohol like no other, especially out here in Ohio. You could drink all day. And for whatever reason, they've been pushing this gambling shit super hard. But that's not what we're talking about. Next up, Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. I guess, child, I don't know what's going on with Dragon Lee. I don't care. LWO are a bunch of fucking losers, okay? They're losers. They look like a motley fucking crew. They're not cohesive. It's a big stupid mess. What I did like was Braun Breaker stopped to talk to Peter Dunne, and the way Braun was like, "What up, Butch?" and Peter Dunne was like, "Don't call me Butch." He was like, "Okay, Pete." Like, and I was like, "Yo, Braun's a fucking menace." Anyway, while he was running down Peter Dunne, Sheamus came with the shillelagh and tried to crack Pete's head, and then that was really it. So you got that. WWE aired a tribute, like I said, to Johnny and Matthew Gerdau, and that was well done. It is devastating for a family to have to bury a whole lineage. It's devastating. Moving right along, Lyra Valkyrie, Zelina Vega versus the Big Dick Crew. Big Dick Crew came out with their dicks in their hands. Lyra Valkyrie was trying to do her feather thing. Old girl Sonya Deville was like, "Shut the fuck up with all that bullshit. Don't nobody care about nothing you talking about and nothing you doing. What y'all about to do? Cause y'all a bunch of losers and we about to shove our dicks down your throat." So Zelina Vega was like, girl, you already know what time it is. We got a special guest, and we just sat there and waited for a couple seconds. And then Natalya came out, and it was like, yay, okay, whatever. It was a cute match, I guess. At the end, the big crescendo was all of Natalya's team put the Big Dick Crew in a bunch of chicken wings. I forgot what you call it. You know what I'm talking about. Submission moves, and it was like, all right, yay, whatever. I'm never going to disrespect Natalya because she is the stalwart, the pillar of the WWE Women's Division, but they don't really respect Natalya like she needs to be respected. But we can confirm that she has clearly re-signed with the WWE, and I'm sure she's going to be a lifer, so it's no big deal. Make your money, boo. I know your interest is important to you. Like I said, they ran them down. Sharpshooter. Then we got a Drew McIntyre promo. Drew McIntyre is a loser. I don't really care about none of this. It's going on. I thought after he popped the bracelet, we was going to move on. But no, because he popped the bracelet and tried to take out CM Punk's eyeballs, here we are. So Drew McIntyre and CM Punk will settle their long-running rivalry on October 5th at Bad Blood in a Hell in a Cell. I guess Bad Blood is now the new Hell in a Cell because everybody's getting one. The announcement was made by Raw General Manager and incompetent fuckhead Adam Pearce, who came out mad charged up with his big butt to tell Drew, "You gonna be in the cage, motherfucker." I'm shocked Adam Pearce even was bold to come out there, considering half his roster keeps getting injured and murdered and he don't know what the fuck to do. Anyway, there was an introduction of a potential program between McIntyre and Wade Barrett because Drew McIntyre seems to have some type of issue with Wade Barrett and he don't feel like he's being a good friend and I guess playing his corner the proper way. So whatever, we'll see what happens. McIntyre rejected the idea Punk would move on from him just because he won, and Barrett was rising from commentary to look his friend in the eyes. Everybody liked it, and maybe Wade Barrett might be fighting. Who knows? Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor. The never-ending saga, one-on-one showdown between the two of the most influential superstars of the era. Finn Balor acts like a crackhead. And Rey Mysterio's getting a little chunky, but he is a good hand, and we are happy to have him. Balor defeated Rey Mysterio. It'll be up to Triple H and creative team to ensure that momentum continues heading into Bad Blood, as to not give fans the impression that Priest will easily steamroll Balor. So Finn Balor is going to continue to do his thing. Remember, this pay-per-view isn't for a month, so we got a month. Like I said, we are happy to have Rey Mysterio. Fatal 4-way number 1 contender match: Braun Strowman, Peter Dunne, Ilya Dragunov, and Yeet. That's what we're gonna call him. We all know what's gonna happen here. Do I really need to go through it? I'm not. Yeet won, and like, Yeet versus Braun Breaker is going to be really good. And I personally think Triple H can redeem himself and maybe get in good graces with everybody else and maybe with Rikishi and go ahead and play hot potato with that belt, which is what I suggested in the podcast recently. That this match between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker is gonna be super good. It's gonna be good as fuck. But if Braun Breaker just wins, it's like, now what? Jey Uso been losing. I understand he is a part of a bloodline story, but the story ain't hitting off. Give Jey what he deserves. Let the man have one singles run. Jeez, that's all we ask. So we can solidify this. And he could chill and he could yeet all over the place. Bronson Reed went ahead and put Braun Strowman through a table. Clearly, and I'm happy that the COVID didn't take him out, because the COVID takes out the big guys. The COVID be taking out the big guys. And that's really it. So, I don't know. I thought the show was boring. It drug on for me. It was really rough to watch, but it is what it is. So, catch you on the next one. Tell me what you think in the comments if you've made this far.